What's up, guys? Ricky here with another review on the McFarlane Toys Carapax from Blue Beetle. And I assume it's called Carapax. I have not watched Blue Beetle yet, so let me know in the comments if I pronounced it correctly. But so what I decided to do is to buy this figure. I thought it was a cool looking figure, and it was on Amazon for $9.99, so only $10. So I thought, yeah, why not buy this for that price? So what I'm going to do with this one, because I do have Pacific Rim figures, I thought I might put those side by side and see, or this looks like a cool Iron Man villain as well. So looking forward to seeing how this one actually shows up. But real quick, here we go. So we got some good textures and details, per usual from McFarlane Toys. Paint applications actually look like they use a pretty good paint. It looks like it's a metallic, kind of glossier paint, so not bad. I don't see any wash on it, which could benefit. Looks like we got some orange highlights there. Okay, looking pretty good. Does come with some extra hands. So overall, really cool effects, lighting effects, and looks like a pretty neat figure actually. So for a mega figure, because this is a mega figure box, it's not super big, but I'll do some side-by-side comparisons so you can see that. Okay, so here's the side of the package. Here's the back of the package. And obviously this is from the new movie. Also, feel free to let me know in the comments if the movie is good. And maybe I will watch it. So some cool artwork there. And yeah, it looks like we got some silver going throughout there. So let me look at that real quick. Oh, they did it there too. Okay, cool. That looks good. Okay, so how about we open this up and see what we're looking at. Okay, here's Carapax out of the package and looking pretty sweet. So we already highlighted some of the light effects on there, which is really cool, kind of that fade from yellow to orange. We have a really good metallic paint, right? It's metallic in it, the good details, good textures, right? Good sculpt, per usual from McFarlane Toys. Looks like the articulation's pretty good, especially in the legs. Look at that pose, liking that. And then we got orange highlights throughout. You have kind of gray throughout here, kind of a metallic gunmetal color, which if we took a little bit of silver, like a shimmering silver, and just kind of dry brushed over that, it would really make that pop a lot, and it'd look more like the packaging on the box. But overall, I don't think that's a necessity, but it's something you could do. You could also put a wash on this and probably fill in those creases and kind of bring out some more of the details too. So I may do that, but yeah, overall this figure is pretty cool. So it did come with some extra hands. So you have open hands there, which look nice. And it did come with a card. Like I said, look at that. So it's like a little highlighted there, so you could totally do that on there and really bring out those details. But the card looks nice. And then here is the data file. So if you want to read this, just pause your screen. Cool. Okay, so let's get into the articulation. So we have the head. Does not look up. Oh, actually, look at that. I was wrong. Does look up pretty far. Just depends if you can get it underneath here or not. So that was cool. Get it down about that far, so it doesn't look down too much. You do have a little bit of a tilt, but not much, and then you do have rotation. So articulation's okay there. So you got these articulated, so they're on a ball joint here. So kind of rotates, that's nice. The arms go up, not super far, not quite 90. And you can see there's a ball joint there as well, kind of in there, so not too bad. Looks like we have single jointed elbows that are kind of tricky, and then you have wrist articulation and articulation. Yep, so there's articulation there too, but it's so tight there you're not really going to get a lot of movement out of it. So you can look back that far, so that's pretty cool. So for flying poses, so that's really nice, especially like look at that. Wow, I like that. Sometimes that's the hard part, is getting the head to work when you do a flying poses. So leans forward pretty good. You do have side to side here, and you do have rotation at both spots. You can get him in the splits. Man, McFarlane can always, they got that down with that articulation there on the splits. Here we go, you can get up about 90 degrees, double jointed knees. You do have ankle articulation and pivot as well, which is nice, and toe articulation too. So overall, the articulation on this one's actually pretty good. I'd say it doesn't look down very good, doesn't have a lot of head tilt, but does look up, which is good for flying poses. I'd say the hardest part of the articulation is probably the arms, but you still should be able to get it up and move it in pretty good positions. And it looks like there's a ball joint, so yeah, you should be able to actually rotate it even more than that. So maybe I just haven't, there we go. Maybe I just haven't unlocked full potential yet, but cool. So articulation is not bad. Okay, so we have a quick size comparison here. So you can see we have Carapax in the middle, standing pretty good height. We have your standard McFarlane figure in the front, so that's a scarecrow that is customized. If you want to watch that custom video, you can watch that on my channel. I'll put the link in the description. We have to the right, we have a Marvel Select Iron Man, so the Silver Centurion. To the far right, we have the Hulkbuster from Marvel Select as well. So like I said, I wanted to put some Iron Mans together to see what that looks like. And then to the left, we have Gypsy Danger. I think that's from the first one. Gypsy Avenger, I think. Okay, for Pacific Rim 2. And then to the left, far left, we have another character from the Pacific Rim 2. So unfortunately, the name escapes me. And then we have Bane Mega Figure in the back, and you can tell it stands a little bit shorter than the Bane Mega Figure. So it's not as short of a Mega Figure as I thought, considering it's pretty close to Bane size. But then you have the Swamp Thing, which is also a Mega Figure that stands huge. And that actually might be the tallest Mega Figure that McFarlane has put out. So overall, fits in pretty good. So let's go quick here and see what we're looking at as far as size. So it looks like Carapax stands about 8.5 inches tall, or it looks like roughly 21.5 to 22 centimeters. So like I said, height looks pretty good, and I think it looks pretty good kind of mixed in here. So I definitely do not mind putting it in with the Pacific Rim characters. So the only thing is I like that they went a little bit more dull with the Pacific Rim ones. And Carapax is a little bit vibrant, so I do wonder if adding a black wash to that will make it kind of fit in a little bit better. And it should make a few of the details pop too. So I'm going to debate on that one if I want to go on the line and customize it, because obviously with the Marvel Select ones there's no wash on those, but those are pretty high quality paint. So cool. So let's get into final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts on Carapax. I think this figure is pretty sweet. So it comes with, like I said, good sculpt, really good kind of paint details. Obviously there's no wash on it. You could highlight a little things with some shimmering silver to make it pop a little bit more. But overall, it's a pretty awesome figure. So I really dig it. The articulation's great. It's cool looking, and honestly, it's a pretty kind of standard kind of mech suit that you can use in different things. Like I said, I'm going to use it probably in Pacific Rim for some photo shoots. I might use it in, as an Iron Man villain as well, because it does kind of cool. Now this one, is it worth the mega figure price of $40? I don't think so, personally. I think it, I think that's a little pricey, especially considering Marvel Select. A lot of those, like that big Hulkbuster Iron Man was literally, I think when it came out, $30. So that's $10 cheaper, and it's just as bulky and big and stuff like that. So I'd say it's a little expensive, but for $10 on Amazon, you can't beat that price. So I am really stoked about that. So very cool. So awesome, appreciate it. So thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting the channel. I did just drop top 10 figures of 2023, so check that video out if you haven't yet. And you'll get to see, which ones I voted as the top 10 for this year. And looking forward to 2024. So I think there's going to be some cool figures on the horizon. So a lot of companies kind of picked it up this year, and I figure it's probably still because, I think COVID kind of, obviously that delayed a lot of companies. And I think this year, this full year anyways, I saw companies like Marvel Select and stuff kind of pick up their game a little bit, right? Release a little bit more than they did in the previous year. And I just think, they keep getting better and better, a lot of these toy companies. So looking forward to see what they release this year. So thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.